Good morning, students. Welcome to Good Samaritan School Isapur online classes. Today we are going to study English and chapter A Different Kind of School. So already we had studied till paragraph 9 and we had seen that the girl had been bandaged and she was the blind girl that particular day. So let's read further. There is no misery about it, Miss Beam continued. Everyone is very kind and it is really something of a game. Before the day is over, though, even the most thoughtless child realizes what misfortune is. So each child performs a different kind of life, lives a different kind of life. Like the girl was living a blind person's life. Somebody lives with crutches and not able to walk properly and understand the plight of the person who lives like that every single day. So this way, the child who does not have any empathy in them also realizes how it is to have some misfortune in life. So misery means difficulty or unpleasantness. The blind day is, of course, really the worst, but some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult. So, some children feel the blind day is difficult, but some feel that the dumb day is difficult. We cannot bandage the children's mouths. So they really have to exercise their willpower and they cannot blabber anything whichever comes to their mind. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So now they are going to go into the garden and see everything. Here, thoughtless means careless. So the child who was very thoughtless or careless did not think much about others. So that child also is able to think. Now let's begin again. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girls. Here is a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam and left us. So now the girl and the person who had come to visit the school are together. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating. But I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. You can't see a thing. You feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. It's such a relief just to sit down. So the girl is explaining how it feels to be blind for a day. She is scared that she might get hit by something, and that scare is not for a moment, it is for every moment. So she is very scared. Awful means bad. Come to talk means who has come to talk. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. Fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. Those that have been blind already are the best helpers because those children have felt how it is to be blind. So, if a person has experienced that kind of misfortune before, the child is more careful after that experience. So, it's perfectly ghastly not to see. I wish you would try. So, ghastly means causing great horror or fear. So, shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. Now the gentleman is going to lead the blind girl. Oh yes, she said. Let's go for a little walk. Only you must tell me about things. I shall be so glad when today is over. The other bad days can't be half as bad as this. So the girl is saying being blind for a day is the worst for her. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome. Troublesome means difficult. So, for her, having her arm tied is difficult, but tying her one leg is fun for her because she gets to hop around. Because you can't eat without help and things like that. I don't think I will mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. But being blind is so frightening. My head aches all the time just from worrying that I'll get hurt. Where are we now? So, being blind brings a lot of insecurity to the girl's mind. So, she feels very worry. She worries a lot that particular day. In the playground, I said, we are walking towards the house. Miss Beam is walking up and down the garden with a tall girl. So now he is explaining to her whatever he is able to see around them. So here the blind girl is thinking. He explained that Miss Beam is walking with a tall girl. So she is imagining who that girl could be. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse, said the gentleman. I think it's Millie. She said, what color is her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie. She is the head girl. So now the girl is guessing based on her days when she could see. There is an old man tying up roses, I said. Yes, that's Peter. He is the gardener. He is hundreds of years old. And here comes a girl with curly red hair. There she is on crutches. Anita, that's Anita, she said. So the girl with red curly hair is Anita being with crutches that particular day. And so we walked on. Gradually I discovered that I was 10 times more thoughtful than I ever thought I could be. So the man who came to visit the school, when he was leaving the school, he found that he was a different person altogether. He was more concerned about others then. I also realized that if I had to describe people and things to someone else, it made them more interesting to me. So explaining what someone was wearing, how their hair looked, all these things made a person's description more interesting. When I finally had to leave, I told Miss Beam that I was very sorry to go. So he felt bad to leave the school. He felt so good at that place. Ah, she replied, then there is something in my system after all. So now Miss Beam is saying because he is feeling sorry to go, he is feeling bad to leave the school. She says that there must be something in this kind of school system that you are feeling bad to go. So the story is from E.V. Lucas, abridged and simplified. It is presented in a simplified way here. Gradually means slowly. So children, I hope you understood this. You have to read this story till here and write the difficult words in your notebook. We will meet again in the next class.